Okay, I had a bandwidth test going there, so looks like it should be streaming now. Let me check here. Okay, sorry for the late start, but had a little user error there. Just send out a tweet real fast. Okay. Okay. Turn the volume off on that had a little echo there for a second. Okay, should be good now though. Go ahead and get started. I'll fire up the game here. It's gonna take a second. Thanks for watching tonight. Hope you enjoy the stream. Figure we'll just run through some of the levels. Should be done hopefully in about a month. Thinking 4 to 5 to 6 weeks. Just have a few more boards to make and the music and everything, and then it should be finished. So one of my followers on Twitter, at Vivian James Play, kind of asked about the crosshair and how the crosshair works. So the crosshair is only used for when you're playing with the mouse and keyboard. So this is the I just enabled the gamepad, so we'll go ahead and show you what I mean here. Let's give her some weapons and a little bit of stamina there. So when you're using the gamepad, you aim with the right analog stick. And so with the pistols, the left analog stick controls left gun, and right analog stick controls the right or forward gun. So there's no crosshair for that. Same thing with the rifle. You just use the right stick. But you can also use the the left stick if you just want to do 8-way shooting. That's only using left stick there. And now with right stick you can do like move with the left and aim with the right. So you'll never see the reticle if you use a gamepad. But when you're using the mouse, when you move the mouse around, you can see I made this little hand icon so you can see where it's at. And if you just click the left button, she'll just shoot like if you just press the shoot button. So you can do it again 8-way with AWSD. And then if you switch to the rifle, you can use the arrows as the right analog stick, but you only get 8 directions with those. So that's when the mouse aiming comes in. If you don't touch the mouse for a second, it'll disappear. So you can just, this is me just left clicking the mouse. So that way you can do like some run and gun stuff and not have to worry about like moving backwards, you know, because the mouse is over here or something. But so if you hold right click, that brings up the target, and then you can aim more precisely while you're moving with the left stick. So again, you've got normal 8-way with the AWSD or with the left analog pad, and then the right analog stick will aim like this. But if you're using the mouse and keyboard, you can either aim like that with the arrow keys, but you only get 8 directions, or you can use the mouse and hold the right mouse button to bring up this target thing. So that's kind of how the different aiming structures work, or systems. So we'll go ahead and restart the level, and I'll just run you guys through the levels, and that'll pretty much be the stream for today. So I'll start over here, get rid of those weapons. So I added some teaching elements, like these platforms and stuff, to show you how those work. I've also added some new enemies that you'll see later, some bees and some anons, and then I added some time spikes that kind of move up and down instead of just like the spike traps that trigger when you run over them. So we'll go ahead and run through these levels then, and you can get an idea, see the new tiles and all that stuff. So yeah, I added a little disappearing one there at the beginning, so you can kind of see how those, get an idea how those work. So here's some of the time spikes. Probably going to make those a little bit different color or something, so you can see, you can tell right away if they're timed or if they're a trap. So you've seen these levels before, except now they're a little different because they have the timed spike traps. And so at the end of this second bonus board is where there was the bug last time where a sprite somehow got renamed. And so when I try to load it, when I do the room creation, it gave me an error. So hopefully that won't happen this time. I fixed it, was able to fix it right away. So there we go. So this is the second set of tiles, is kind of a mountain tile set. And this level uses more of the warp gates, or warp tunnels. And some more timed spike traps. I cascade them so that you can, so they kind of make like a strip like that you have to run through. Then we got the penguin levels that I like to usually scrub it up on. I've also got the first boss. I'll show you her. And I had the idea for the second boss. I just have to implement it. Oh, gonna have to wait a sec so I can get the timing right on these spike traps. Oh crap. You kind of want to keep running, and if you keep running and don't stop, then it's timed so that you'll miss the spike traps. But if you hesitate like that, then it becomes a little trickier. So if you know figure out the path, then should be no problem there. So here's another bonus level I changed. So these move a little slower, so you have to use the walk command, which is holding either control or one of the triggers on the gamepad. So you got to run through this one. So this is the third tile set. Oh, poop. And again, there's some time spikes there. So it's a little trickier than before. And you want to go this way so you can avoid these spikes. And this is where you get the pistols. So again, if you just hit the button, you'll shoot straight or 8-way. Actually, with the pistols, though, if you use the left pad, you can go in pretty much any direction, so you have more control than just 8-way. But since there's only AWSD on the keyboard, you can only do 8-way if you're doing mouse and keyboard. So this is the second penguin level. I'm not going to be able to... I knew that was coming. So, shit, here I died again. And these penguins are invulnerable. You can't kill them. Just like in real life. So you got to crouch under that one. Poop. So there I died again. There's a death bonus, so if you manage to stay alive, it stacks. So if you like don't die, you get 1,000 extra points at the end of the board. And then if you can make it through a second one, you get 2,000, a third one, 3,000, etc. And it stacks. And then it just resets if you die. So there's a lot of points to be gained if you can keep yourself alive. This is a pretty fun bonus board. It's just letting you blast a bunch of bats. And the purple bats, they're invulnerable. But I could try and make them attack you. But they disappear when all the enemies are dead. So that's kind of how the shooting boards work. If there's a purple bat, you gotta kill everything. And then he'll drop his piece. This is the kind of a mirror of the first set of boards, but with enemies. I accidentally killed that bat. Hopefully I should be able to get that fish though, so. If not, then I'm gonna miss a set of bonus boards, but that's okay. Just gotta be cognitive of when you kill that bat. I probably make him patrol so that he's not over the game piece like that. There's time spike traps on these. Ah, crap. That spike trap there gets me quite a bit. It's a tricky one. Oh, damn it. And so I've got most of the levels done. I've got about 5 more of these boards left. And then I got a list of bugs to squash. There's about 3 game-breaking bugs right now that I know how to avoid. So one of them I don't really know how to avoid. I'm still kind of pinpointing that one. I just know what system's causing it. So once I get the levels done, I'll fix those. And then I got a couple minor bugs that aren't game breaking, that are more sprite related. Let's see if it let me get that fish earlier. If I got the fish, then it'll take me to a bonus board. Otherwise, oh, those are just spike traps. I thought they were timed. I must admit, they must not have given it to me then. Ah, crap. I should wait for him to pass there before I fall through. There we go. Like a couple of the bugs are related to like her charging up color, like kind of conflicts a little bit with the invulnerable when she dies and is turns white like that on the border. Like I gotta fix how those interact together. But they're not. It's not game breaking, so it's not really a super high priority for me at the moment. It's just kind of a here, I'll show you. Like if you're charged up and you hit a spike trap and she gets that white border, she's still charged, but I got to make it go back to glowing again. So it's little charged things like that. But since I'm not using any of the upgrades, it should be a lot easier because I don't have to worry about just making her feet glow like when she's dashing. I'm falling to my death. So this is again a mirror of the earlier board, but I kind of changed where the spike strips go and stuff, so put some enemies in to make it a little different there. Not getting a no death bonus on this board, that's for sure. It's another penguin board. Ah, that was That was a pretty poor jump there. Ah, crap. This guy's gonna want me to... Gotta wait for him to go past. Can't shoot straight up while you're on the ladder. And that block on the bottom is a vanishing one, so you can't... If you hit that with spikes, try and shoot up that. So. Oh, what? Let's go ahead and get past these here. Clear that out. So I got the sheep in there too. You'll see the sheep later, and the bees, and the anons, but they're not until you get the rifle. Okay, this is the last set of platforming boards before I've got a set of shooting-centric boards before the boss that kind of take inspiration from old-school games like Galaga and Space Invaders. Ooh, almost got spiked there. So the orange bats, this is the first instance of an orange bat with their little glasses. Why aren't you grabbing that? There you go. That's odd. Should grab that easier than that. But the orange bats, they need a charge shot to kill. So you can't just shoot them with normal bullets, even rifle bullets. Oh, what? That was some BS. Ugh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Scrub time. Again, jump too early. Like you can do depending on how long you hold the jump button, you'll jump a little bit higher. So it is possible to jump over the penguins and miss these spikes, but it's easier just to time it so that you're running through and jumping over the spikes at the same, like jumping between the spikes and at the same time as you jump over the penguin. You can shoot through platforms. Ah, crap. No, okay, guys, pause there. Okay, so this should take us to another bonus with some orange bats this time. And after this, in the next board, well, the next shoot board, there's 2 bonus boards here, but after the next bonus board is the first board with gondola. And I know these boards pretty well, so I can go through them at a reasonable pace, but I had my friend play, and he's dying quite a bit, so it made me feel pretty good that it's not a super pushover. But on these, the bombs will break these bricks, so kind of like Space Invaders blocks. And then you got the follower, the leader bats, where you want to kill the leader first, and then he'll blow up the chain there. So if you shoot Gondola, he'll start talking, and he'll stop moving around. So that's kind of how you can control him. Because if he touches a token, then he destroys it. But you can't kill him. I mean, killing Gondola just seemed kind of wrong to me. Like, just you can't even harm him. You can just make him kind of talk at you. So it just didn't feel right to be able to hurt Gondola. Because I mean, he doesn't see, he just destroyed that token. But and so he hangs around for these first two boards. Oh crap. And then the penguin board, he goes away for a minute. So he's still there. So this board's kind of Galaga inspired, but they don't line up at the top like they do in Galaga. They just do the swirlies and stuff like that. This board's actually kind of tough, especially because Gondola can be kind of random. So a lot of it depends on what he decides he wants to do. But again, like I said, you can kind of control him, or at least keep him away from your tokens by hitting him with a bullet so that he stops moving around. Hopefully he'll pop a squat or something. He's got some idle animations he can do besides walk. There, that's his idle animation. So if you shoot him once, he'll start talking. There, he popped a squat. Like if you shoot him once, he'll start talking, and then if you shoot him again while he's talking, he'll do like a little bit of furrows brow there. You let him know you mean serious business. And again, if you kill one of the follower bats before you kill the leader bat, then you don't get a token. So you always want to try to kill the leader ones first. Don't you get my token? So this one I was kind of inspired by Frogger, with things going back and forth and you trying to go up and dodge. So that was my inspiration for this board. And you got the first sheep that shows up on this one, and a penguin that's not moving. So the idea is you'll see. You'll probably figure out what's going to happen, but nope, you want to duck out of the way of those. So the sheep falls on the penguin, and that makes him drop the token there. So this is the one that was the board that was inspired by Space Invaders, where you got destructible blocks and then things moving back and forth, dropping bombs on you. It's trickier than it seems because of the way that when the blocks disappear and stuff. But on this one, on these set of bonus boards after these shooting levels, I made it so it's right after the boss, and you get the bonus boards even if you don't get all the tokens. So if Gondola does manage to snag a token like he did earlier, you should still get to use the bonus boards on this one. I figured it's after the boss, so I might as well give everyone those bonuses. Because these levels can be a little trickier because of his random nature. Get up there. And I gotta like balance the time bonus on this one and add more to it and stuff, but that's like some tweaking stuff I have to do at the end. Kind of more interested in getting all the boards working, and dropped right on him. Gondola, you sneak. Okay. And Gondola, he hangs out when you're fighting the boss too. The boss is on the next board. She actually just uses the upgraded sprite set that I'm going to eventually hopefully implement in another version, a retail version. But I didn't want the sprites, like I've got all the sprites done, so like all the walking and running and jumping and crouching and all that, ladder climbing. So I didn't want them all to go to waste. So that was kind of my inspiration. And then I kind of coincidentally found that if you use a certain color combo, it looks like she's got a skull on her navel. So I was like, made her kind of a spooky ghost boss. So the idea here is you kill 3 ghosts, and they'll drop a token, and it'll make one of these ghosts come alive, and you have to kill these ghosts with a charge shot. So then you have to kill 3 more ghosts, and then it'll bring another one to life. Leave me alone. Damn it. Sometimes I do a little better on this board than other times. It's kind of random which pattern of ghost she shoots out, so a lot of it can be hard or easy depending on which ghost pattern she's shooting out and how much attention you're paying. But yeah, you have to shoot the statue ghost with a charge shot, so it's the only way to kill those guys. And I didn't make the little ghost worth any points because I don't want people to. Oh, I knew that I saw that happening. I knew it was happening because I didn't want the people to just be able to sit here and just shoot these little ghosts for a bunch of infinite amount of points. So she drops a rifle when you kill her. Like when you kill the ghost, the floor drops out from under her, and then she hits the ground and drops the token there. And the purple bat drops PlayStation for you. So I have to still make some PlayStation carts for the previous shooting levels, but they're not as like iconic as an NES cart or a Super Nintendo cart or a Genesis cart. They're just kind of CDs. So I guess I'll make jewel cases or something. I'm going to see what I can fish out of GM Shiver's sprite pack on that one. And so this is the boss bonus board here. I wanted to do like a sheep and penguin type of motif. And I really like this tile set too, so I wanted to be able to use that again. Kind of give you a chance to learn the rifle. I mean, you can use the pistols on all this too, but for the enemies that are coming up, I think like the bees that you're going to see, I think the rifle works better, which is kind of the point. But I mean, you can still use the pistols. Like one of the bugs I have to fix is using the rifle if you're falling through a tunnel. So this one's got PSP cart, a little PSP there. Press either left on the D-pad or 1 to switch weapons, the 1 key. So if you just like shoot normal, you can see she keeps the gun kind of low, and it's kind of hard to see here, but the spread's a little wider on the bullets, where if she's aiming, the spread's a lot narrower. And if you just shoot like this, you can't shoot over the crates, which I don't really have any yet. I was planning on, when I made the crates, I was thinking more of like a multiplayer type board, which I'm hoping to implement sometime. But you can only get over the crates by aiming. So I was originally going to do like a kind of a death or a multiplayer type game, but I thought it was a really better idea to have a single player mode first. So this is the Anons and the bees. So you want to, if you can drop the hive on the Anon, it'll kill him. And that triggers this guy to start shooting at you when that guy dies. I still have to, the default token is the egg. Ah, crap. I'm probably not going to get a bonus now because that bee killed me. He usually drops it. I didn't get that one either. If you don't pause before you use all your ammo, then you won't have enough to take out that sheep. You kind of have to pause for a second and then shoot it again. Because while the balloon's popping, they're invulnerable. So that's kind of the secret there. Well, I'm gonna have to die to get those tokens, aren't I? It's fine. I thought he was gonna. Oh, I lost a token there. Dang it. Oh, crap. I'm trying to remember best way to do this board. Oops. Not like that. Oh, dang it. Oh yeah, you're supposed to do it. If you do it over here, like this, then he'll drop the egg on the. You won't lose the egg there. What? Oops. I don't have as much practice on these boards. Yeah, you can see how the rifle kind of works pretty well with the bees. Dang it, I gotta... Oop, poop. I forgot that the best way to kill that sheep is on this piece here, right here. Bad jump there. Oh, dang it. I saw that one coming. Gotta shoot him before he hits that little piece of ground there. This one is best to take it down before you go down there. Oh, I thought I'd be able to make that. Oops. I think I missed some tokens, so no bonus there. And these are the red Anons. They have pistols. The blue Anons are unarmed, and the green ones have rifles, and the red ones have pistols. Oh, he got me. Yeah, when you're on platforms, you can kind of aim down as well and shoot in any direction, but not on normal ground. On normal ground, you can only go down to 45-degree angle. That way the gun doesn't like go into the tile, then it's kind of strange. So you can also trick the bees by going through a tunnel or dying. So like if you shoot them and you get them going. If you shoot the hive, it'll send them all after you. So I put the little holes in there so the bees, once they die, they just kind of go back to their hive at the idle speed there. What? Okay. Let's see if I'm missing any tokens here. No, I'll get them all. Oh, sneaky. Can't drop a hive on that guy. Ah, poop. Good news is I don't know. I'm hoping I haven't missed any tokens. I still have to like get the counter done on some of these levels. Ah, crap. But again, that's not something I really consider mission critical. I'd rather get the levels finished and fun and then go back and get the tokens later, token counts later. So I'll wait for these to go back down. This one should drop a milk carton. If you saw there, how the big tokens will instantly replenish your stamina, or if you're out, you know, they'll get you back full. This hive has a lot more bees. I'm dead. Okay, I saw that coming. Ugh. Oh, yeah, I can get him there. Oh, crap. Token, why you gotta... You're tearing me apart over here. Easiest way to get this sheep is to get him down here. That's gonna suck. I saw that coming, but I'd rather get the token and die than miss it. So that's kind of a trade-off, I guess. Some of these Zanons don't start shooting unless they've been triggered by killing something else. Triggered. Technically and emotionally triggered. Okay, how do I do this? Oh. Oops. I'm trying to keep it so the mouse stays. You can't, you know, because if you move the mouse outside the window, it'll minimize, but it's kind of janky. You have to manually clamp it, and sometimes you can still get outside the window until it pulls it back in. Then see that? Trick that bee. Now he's gonna come after me. But if so, you can kind of use the tunnels to confuse the bees and make it a little easier for yourself. another one where it's easier just to shoot downward on them, or it becomes a lot easier than it appears. Let's go ahead and kill that guy with a beehive. The beehive mechanic is going to be pretty prevalent on the last boss, the dropping hives. Got some other ideas for that too, but dropping hives will do more damage than just shooting him. Okay, pretty sure those are on timers. What? See, it's negative right now because when I want to know how many tokens there are, I just set it to 0 and then play through it. That's faster for me than going through and counting them all up and, you know, which enemies drop which tokens and whatnot. I don't know if I missed any. Hopefully we'll get the bonus board here. Nope. So this is the last set of levels before the shooting section for the rifle, and I added the follower bats. This guy also shoot at you depending on which direction, like, so you can't sneak up behind him there. It's a little tougher. And I think I might have one more board done after this one, and then that's pretty much it in the continuity. Like, I got a couple of the shooting ones done, but they'll probably throw an error before I can get to those. So you want to, for some of these bees, if the token drops, only the first like set of bees will drop tokens, so you can't just keep killing bees to collect tokens. So you want to be cognitive about making sure to kill them when they're over some kind of platform or land floor, so you don't lose a token like I just did. Some fish and chips there. Like I said, I think I've got one more board after this, and then it's going to throw an error. Another one with follow the leader bats. And I still have to get that red anons. Oh, it looks like I gotta get that fixed too. Gotta use a different tile there. But that anon, I have to implement his behavior still. He just stands there right now, but he'll do something else when he's finished. I'm probably gonna do that tonight. Oh, but this one works. See, he'll start shooting after you kill his phone. Oh no, yeah, this one I don't have any of the bees up, because if you shoot the beehive without bees, you'll get an error. See, that's that. So yeah, that's pretty much all the levels I have so far. So there's a bit of gameplay there. So hopefully you guys like the tile sets and the levels and stuff like that and the enemies. But I mean, I've got another enemy that's going to be associated with the last boss. But at the moment, those are all the different enemy types. And I'm probably going to make the sheep have the ability to drop a bomb like those red bats do. So I also have to get the sheep working through the shader so I can have make them a little darker for the shooting levels. I got the bees working on the shader, but they're only on that light colored level right now. But yeah, soon they'll be on the other level, or they'll be a little darker bees for those darker shooting levels, like the ones that you saw before with the dark background. But other than that, I've got those few boards left, and then that last boss, and then I've got a list of bugs to crush. I've got about 4 bugs that are game breaking and that I know of at the moment, and then about 6 or 7 just like minor things and sprite related things. And then I'm gonna record the music probably next week, at least most of the music, and then yeah, hopefully get it out in July. So you guys will be able to play. It'll be free. So this is the free version. It's free, but it's a pretty full game. There's a bit of gameplay for a free game. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you guys enjoy it when it comes out. I hope you like the stream, and thanks for watching. That's it for this one.